Hey there, fishing friends. Welcome to Load the Boat with Zach. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to prepare for a fishing trip. Now, whether you're fishing for largemouth, spotted bass, or smallmouth, or even catfish, preparing and doing your homework will have a significant impact in how your day goes. Fishing is a sport, and just like any other sport, the how you prepare for an event, how you prepare for your trip will have an impact in your success. Now, if you just go out on the water, you show up without studying beforehand, you might luck out once in a while, but more times than not, you are going to be leaving a lot of cards on the table if you don't go and do a little bit of research beforehand. Doing your homework will make the difference between having 1 or 2 days a year where you have a really memorable trip to making it to where you are just pounding them on a daily basis. So, how do I prepare for my day? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break open my computer and go to Google, and I might type in, like, we're in February right now. I might look up February bass fishing. I might look up, I'm on Lake Guntersville, so Guntersville February fishing, pre-spawn Guntersville patterns, and going through some articles, get a basic idea of what kind of areas I need to fish and what kinds of lures that I need to throw. Because if there is, there's some times of the year where there may not be a dominant pattern, but like right now, the rattle trap bite, throwing a red rattle trap historically has won tournaments. So it would definitely pay off for me to go and try to find some areas that I could throw a red rattle trap in and keep that on deck. Because even if you are maybe not the best angler with the lure or the pattern that's currently working, sometimes just the amount of fish that are willing to commit to that lure or the amount of fish that are going to be in those areas will kind of make up for your loss in the edge there. And if you're a competitive angler, if you know someone is going to win a tournament on a lure, then why aren't you throwing it? Why aren't you going to be that guy? Why are you fishing for second or third place, or to just try to get your money back, break even? So if there is a dominant pattern going on, try to find that first. Now, if you can't figure out that bite, there'll be some secondary patterns that you can go through. You can play your strengths, but always try to find the dominant pattern if there is one uh, on the body of water that you're fishing that time of the year. All right, so after I do my Google search, next thing that I'm going to do is look up the weather. I like going, and I'm not sponsored by these guys, but the Deep Dive app, they have a weather button, but it also will show me, without me having to open up my TVA app, what the current flow is, and the lake level. So if I have a rising water or falling water, that's going to affect my day. The amount of current that's flowing is going to affect my day. So I want to know all these things, and all that's kind of even in the free version has a lot of the things that I want to know right here. Now, like in the summertime when I'm ledge fishing, I will go to and open up the TVA app, because that'll show you hour by hour, so it'll help me plan my day better. But just for a normal trip, I want to know, are they sucking it dry like they are now, pulling 88,000? That's a good bit of water, and I want to know what the water level is and what it's doing. There's some ramps that you may not be able to launch at with certain water levels, so it's good to know what it's doing. Rising water, the fish are going to be closer to the bank. Falling water, they're going to be closer to the ditches, closer to the main lake, typically. After I go and figure out the weather and the water levels, wind and water conditions, things like that, then what I'm gonna do is break out the computer again and start looking for the specific places that I want to fish. Now on Gunnersville, we have a lot of major tournaments here, and we have a lot of good coverage. So what I like to do, a lot of the fishing lately is a lot of forward facing, jig head minnow based. I like to look at more some of the older footage if I can get to it. Pre forward facing dominance, and try to see what areas of the lake people were fishing at the professional level this time of the year. Now, I'm not trying to hunt specific waypoints, but if I can tell, they're fishing main lake, or if they're fishing, near the mouth of the creeks, if they are they fishing near the backs of the creeks, or they're fishing upriver, downriver. I try to figure out more that sort of thing, because uh, typically there's going to be certain creeks, certain areas of the river that are going to fire up at different times. Sometimes the bite upriver will be hot. Sometimes the lower lake fishes better. Now there's tons of fish up and down the lake, but there's certain times of the year where certain ones are easier to catch fish in. Aside from the live professional coverage, I will go and look up YouTubers that fish similar to my style, and try to see how they were fishing in the past years, and what was working and successful for them in past years. Because although there's a lot of people on the internet that can catch fish, if one of your favorite YouTubers catches fish with a jig head minnow and a glide bait on forward facing sonar, but you don't have anything but 2D on your boat, studying how they're fishing may not help you very much. Finding some people that fish similarly to you is important as well, and watching them, because you can, although other people may be entertaining, and are good to watch. You're watching for enjoyment. When you're preparing for a trip, you need to watch people that have a similar style to you, fish similar bodies of water to you, and that's going to help you a lot more in preparing for your day. So once I get kind of a zone in the lake that I want to figure out, then I will finally go to Navionics and type that in, pull my map up, and figure out my exact spots that I want to hit. Now, I said try to find the dominant pattern that time for that time of the year, and I will go and I'll mark some spots that will fit the dominant pattern for that time of the year. But I'll also get a fallback plan, and that'll be one of the secondary patterns. Or if there's not a real strong secondary pattern, I'll try to do something that plays to your strengths, and that'll you'll have to decide what that is for you. Now for me, I'm really, one of my best baits is a jerk bait, so I'm gonna try to find something that, find some good current, find some wind blown areas where I can fish that jerk bait. If you are are just great at skipping docks, you can skip it under there with an inch of clearance. Finding some good docks, might be something that's good for you as, a fallback plan, because sometimes having that fallback plan, if you can't get the dominant pattern going, that catching one fish can go and start to clue you in to getting your next bite. A lot of times getting that first bite's what's most important. All right, preparing for a fishing trip is definitely not as fun as just going out there and catching fish. But let me tell you, if you use the tools that I discussed today, and you put more effort in doing your homework and preparing for your trip, you are much more likely to load the boat.